I'm Jonathon Farey and this is Folly Farmyard, and it's 30-acre smallholding on the edge of the Black Downs on the eastern escarpment. Over 25 years it's been an amazing learning curve for me because I always wanted a farm and I hadn't sort of thought too much about what my farm would be like. When I came I realised that I wasn't going to be able to farm here commercially. The stewardship scheme gives me a little, steady, reliable income, and it allows me to farm for conservation. So there's a bit of chain harrowing to do in the spring, then there's haymaking to do. In the winter there's hedge laying and hedge trimming. I don't have a flail hedge trimmer come onto the farm. I do trimming by hand, which is very labour intensive. I have lots of ditching to do. Benefits to the wildlife are huge. These fields, when I came, had a lot of ryegrass in them. They had been fertilised. Look across a field of ryegrass and it's effectively a wildlife desert. The sward that has come over the years just through letting it manage itself has been fantastic. We've now got a species-rich hay meadow. We have orchids that are growing here now after years and years of not having anything like that at all. We've got devil's bit scabious, bird's foot trefoil, all sorts of lovely little plants. And sweet vernal grass, meadow foxtail, Yorkshire fog, all sorts of grasses that you wouldn't normally get in a commercial field of grassland, which would be predominantly ryegrass. As time goes by, we get more and more diversity. Now, each plant will host certain species, and the wider variety of species that you have, the more diverse will be the wildlife that will live off that plant. Cattle browse, unlike sheep that bite everything off tight to the ground. If you have nothing but sheep, you'll end up with a bowling green. I've bought cattle over the years and bred them myself. The stag turned up about 5 years ago when we had some early snow in the autumn, and I was out feeding the cows in Quarryfield, and he just turned up and thought, nice bit of hay, free food. And he skipped off for a few days and then turned up again, and within a few weeks he was here every day living with the cows, and he now lives with the cows all the time. I move them from field to field, he moves with them. Generally, middle to the end of April, he'll shed his antlers, and I really need to pick them up because they're mighty hard, and if I catch them with the topper, that would not be good. Butterflies, moths, flies, hoverflies, bumblebees, all sorts of things around and about that are all thriving, which they wouldn't otherwise manage to do on an intensively farmed patch of land.